Yo, 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 yo. Q. Yes, Linderbaum is gone. Hendricks. Mike Evans. Nano, what up? KT2 the GOAT. KT, we 2 for 2. Wandale and Bellinger, man. We 2 for 2. Two times, what up? Y'all got Isaiah Likely in New York. Comedy, man. You ain't happy with Isaiah Likely? He only had 4 touchdowns. Y'all happy? You think? Huh? I'm confused. You gotta write that again. Hendricks, what up? G's up, what's popping, bro? Wow, Hendricks. All right, NFL free agency is here. Hope everybody having a blessed day. Your boy is in the building. I had to pop on. I'm watching my phone refreshing all day. Obviously, the Titans did the most Titan thing ever. And the first signee was Morgan Cox. Congratulations, Morgan Cox, year 17. We don't have to worry about long snapper. But then we waited and we waited and we waited. And Wandale came for the price that we wanted him at. And that's huge. We didn't overpay. Alec Pierce, $29 million. Linderbaum, $80 million contract on 3 years. We couldn't get into a bidding war paying a bad tax. We could not do the Rand Carthon bidding war bad tax for the players that we wanted. We got Wandale under 20. Exactly what we thought we would get him, 15 to 18 million. We got him for that. You get Bellinger, 3 years, 8 million a year. They haven't released the guarantee, but you got to look at guarantees. I had somebody on Twitter trying to get on my neck already, but y'all got to understand contracts. You know, when you come in the shop and we talk football, you got to talk contracts. Wandale is only getting like 38 million guaranteed out of the money that he's due. So I mean, it's not a lot of money guaranteed on a 4-year deal worth almost 80 million that only half of it is guaranteed. So getting Bellinger, I knew we didn't want to go over $10 million for Chig. Chig is looking at like 3 year, 30 million plus. He gonna get over 10 million a year for the 3 teams that's after him. But putting Gunnar Helm with Bellinger and still having David Martin Robinson, got 2 bookend tight ends. You got your slot receiver. You can move DK and Aomana to the outside. When you still got Reed and Restrepo. So there's still a good chance that if they don't get what they want in the draft now, I can see them keeping Reed and riding it out. Or if they get what they want in the draft on the outside receiver, I can see them cutting Reed and putting the money back in their pocket. Because if you think about it, if you cut Reed and you save $16 million as a June 1st designation, and you paying Wandale 17, you basically just traded out Calvin Ridley for Wandale. So Mike Bergonzi's using his noggin. He said Giants overpaying for punters. Their offense ain't finna hit. It's actually not bad to spend the money on a punter if you got it. We had a horrible special teams unit when it come to punt coverage last year. So you try to save a couple million on a punter or a kicker, and then it costs you a few games if you ain't got a good special teams unit. D4, what up? He said that wide receiver y'all getting, yes, had one. I mean, comedy. If he had 4 touchdowns from the slot, he would have more touchdowns than any receiver on the Titans. So that we're just gonna start at that D-Hop was the last time. D-Hop's first year was the last time that we had somebody that hit a thought. Like Calvin really did. Like we had a tight end, Chigakonko, tight end 2, led us with 500 receiving yards last year. So he doubled the most productive pass catcher for the Titans last year. And it feels a need. We haven't had a good slot receiver in a long time. They tried Boyd, it didn't work. We had Chester Rogers one year, it didn't work. Like, we didn't. It's been a long time since the Titans had a good slot receiver. Justin Mitchell, what up? Corey. I love the Bellinger. I was saying Cade Otton, and then he was option 2. And we got option 2, which means Buccaneers really value Cade Otton. But having Gunnar Helm with Bellinger is going to be nasty. It's going to help us in the run blocking for sure. You did not see Wandale and Bellinger to the Titans? Would that just mean you didn't watch any of my streams the last month? Chat, tell Rivera Nick, if you watch Shotbybuddha in the last month, you would have seen this screen. You would have seen this screen, and you would have seen Wandale and Bellinger on there. Yesterday's live stream, I literally had Wandale in the slot and Bellinger at tight end 2. So you couldn't be watching Shotbybuddha on Facebook, Twitch, Kick, or YouTube every morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time when the podcast go back up. There's no way you watching me if you didn't know that Wandale and Bellinger was going to be Titans. All right. Isn't this the receiver you wanted earlier this season? The center situation don't concern me, even going back to my post about Jackson Slater. If you truly drafted Jackson Slater for him to be the heir apparent behind Cushenberry, and you feel confident enough to cut Cushenberry, you got to feel good about saying, can your O-line coach get Corey Levin and Jackson Slater to serviceable ability? Now, I did think we was going to go hard after McGovern, and he went back to the Bills. I know they didn't want to spend the type of money that Linderbaum is making. So that it raises a question, but it don't concern me that much. It said Niners acting like D. Kimber. If Mike Evans is healthy, he's going to be the best receiver on the Niners. You just went to the Super Bowl with Jawan Jennings and Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. Mike Evans, like them 3 receivers can't dangle from the jockstrap of Mike Evans. It don't matter if Mike Evans is primetime Mike Evans. Mike Evans in Kyle Shanahan's system is an easy 1,000 yards. In a red zone, like in the red zone, you got CMC, Mike Evans, and George Kittle. Take your pick. Had definitely been a frenzy. I told you I didn't think we would spend $30 million on Alec Pierce. But what's even crazier than Alec Pierce getting $30 million is Daniel Jones turning down $100 million. You got a broke leg and a torn Achilles, and you had an 8-game stretch where you played good for half a season with Jonathan Taylor scoring 5 touchdowns a game, and you turned down the same contract that Sam Darnold just took and won a Super Bowl with. Daniel Jones is absolutely nuts. If I was any other NFL team, I would not even give an offer sheet for Daniel Jones. He wants $50 million a year. You might not even play next year. Definitely gonna run the ball, Corey. Like if you watch Corey Levin in the last month of the season and offensive line, he's a better run blocker than Lloyd Cushenberry anyways. You just have to look at the center position to say, if they didn't cut Cushenberry and he came back and was not healthy and went out the game, you wouldn't have got a center anyways, and you're still going to be in the same position you in now, which is Corey Levin and Jackson Slater. Offense about to turn up, Corey. Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers. Oh, Lord. DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman Jr. is spicy, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Alontae Taylor to the Titans. I would love it. Becker say he done. Hey, Becker, I wanted to text you back, but I was setting everything up, and I was gonna text you back. If you think it's bad now, Malik Willis just got over $20 million a year to go to Miami. Get ready. We signed Mitch Trubisky as quarterback number 2. I told y'all don't be so worried about who quarterback number 2 is, because we trading Will Levis. Where all y'all at that told me that Will Levis was going to be the backup this year and competing with Cam Ward? I told y'all he was getting traded, and I told y'all we would get a cheap backup. We got Mitch Trubisky for 2 years, and on top of Mitch Trubisky for 2 years, Will Levis on my post the other day is heading to the Cardinals. I'm telling y'all, look in the crystal ball. Will Levis is going to the Cardinals. I'm sorry, Becker. Think Evans fit the system more? Nah, definitely don't. D, you just not thinking, bro. You're not thinking. Y'all just gave Brandon Ayuk $25 million and he wouldn't play football because he couldn't put on red shorts in practice. You just drafted Pearsall and he got shot and missed the whole season. Juwan Jennings is not him. Y'all had Kendrick Bourne back and was still made the playoffs with Mac Jones. How do you not think Mike Evans, of all the receivers on, like, there's Romeo Doubs, Alec Pierce getting $30 million, and Mike Evans. I think everybody would take Mike Evans and Mike Pittman Jr. at the price point than be looking at saying, like, I'm going to try to get Tyreek Hill off of injury or something like that. Like, Mike Evans is an upgrade for the 49ers. He's fit y'all system perfect. You're going to play action. He's going to be precision timing routes. Mike Evans is going to run 10 to 15 yard routes and be open and catch the ball on he's going to catch the ball on anybody. How you not excited about getting Mike Evans? I have no clue. After you just had Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, and Brandon Ayuk. Those are nobodies compared to Mike Evans. I don't see why you would, like, that's like the Seahawks fans not being excited about getting Cooper Kupp last year. Oh, Cooper Kupp's old until Cooper Kupp wins you a Super Bowl. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Anybody that don't want Mike Evans on their team, I definitely pray for you. Mont, what you think about Isaiah Likely? You not liking the stream? I don't care if you like it or not. You here. Your comment is stronger than the like. Lamont Ames Jr. Yeah, Malik, I'm happy for Malik getting his money, but Dolphins record $100 million dead cap money on Tua and then give Malik Willis $20 million a year. I'm sorry to tell y'all, I love Malik Willis. I think he'll be good because they're going to run heavy and play action. But listen, man, Malik Willis ain't a more talented quarterback than Tua. But what's even crazier is the Falcons that's finna get Tua and Michael Penix. They literally don't even want nobody playing quarterback. There's zero chance that Tua and Michael Penix makes it through a whole season. No chance. Linderbaum definitely reset the market. I mean, Hendricks in the red zone, Mike Evans, CMC, and George Kittle. I don't care if they was 40 years old, they're gonna score. Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers is nuts with DK Metcalf already. K9 to Kansas City, and then Algiers to Arizona means Jeremiah Love to Nashville. That's what that means. What am I raging about? Nothing, man. Hey, look, you should be happy. Y'all got Rashawn Gary in Dallas. I heard y'all going after another corner too. 50 million coming off a broke leg and Achilles. He's smoking. He the new Ben Simmons? Nah, he played more than Ben Simmons. Yeah, but hey, Nick, you can watch the YouTube anytime, bro. Like, in the morning, I upload these shop talks and I compress them where you ain't got a bunch of fluff. So if you ever miss the shop talk about what we be talking about, just swing back through. Yeah, Pittsburgh definitely gonna, and they got Washington, their tight end is like 7 foot. Like, Pittsburgh definitely gonna have a big team. Only problem is they have old ass Aaron Rodgers. Imagine if the Steelers would ever had made an investment in a young quarterback. I'm desperate. I take Will Levis over Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins, Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures. Statman, you reporting the stream? Make sure you tell them I got on a red Titans hat so the Texans fans can be mad. Evans gonna get you 1K in his sleep. He said, but Evans, CMC, Kittle, it's just I don't believe all three will be heavy down the stretch. You don't believe in like I'm not a Niner fan by no stretch of the imagination. I went on record last year telling y'all I don't care what happens in San Francisco, they're gonna find a way to win. They have Mac Jones and Tongues at tight end and Kendrick Bourne, Brian Robinson Jr. They still winning. Bro, the 49ers are still going to draft. And do you not realize that if one of these desperate ass, if I told you Malik Willis was going to get a big check, did I not? I said these teams was going to get desperate. The Dolphins then cut Tua. Tua's in Atlanta with Michael Penix. They're both on the injury table right now. Somebody is going to have to give a first round pick for Mac Jones as option one. And Daniel Jones just made it even spicier because no other team is going to give Daniel Jones any kind of money. Do you not realize that there's going to be a team that's going to have to get a 49ers a first round pick for Mac Jones? When Dante Moore and Trinidad Chambers went back to school, I told y'all, I said Davis Mills, Joe Milton, Will Levis, Mac Jones, all the good backup quarterbacks under contract that are young are going to burn somebody's draft capital in half because these teams is going to say, do I want Jimmy G, Geno Smith, or Kirk Cousins, and my job is on the line? You think Aaron Glenn can make it to the bye week with Geno Smith or Jimmy G? Like, one of these teams is going to have to sell out. The 49ers are going to wind up with 2 first-round draft picks. They are going to get 2 first-round draft picks. He said, I'm happy again, K. I'm excited. I'm not happy. I'm excited because some stuff is happening. We've been kind of dry for a minute. We finally got some players changing hands. Well, we know who ain't happy. The Giants fans ain't happy, even though they just got Isaiah Likely. You know a healthy Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, Scatterbo, Isaiah Likely. You probably gonna hit the draft and get another receiver. Y'all gonna be kind of nice, bro. Y'all got some talent. Man, Hendricks, talk to me. He said JSN got Seahawks a Super Bowl. JSN didn't even play in the Super Bowl. So how are we saying that Cooper Kupp as wide receiver 2? That you missed the whole analogy. The analogy is saying Mike Evans going to the 49ers is effective the same way Cooper Kupp going to the Seahawks is effective. You can't just roll all your coverage to JSN because Cooper Kupp is going to get open and catch. Shaheed is going to get open and catch. Barner's going to get open and catch. Arroyo going to get open and catch. And then when you're not focused on it and you got twin high safeties, they're going to hand the ball to K9 and that's how they won a Super Bowl. Giants picking up Likely. I wonder what happens in the draft because they got Theo Johnson and Man Hurts. Smoothie. Falcons QB. More like Mike Evans, Panther. Man, we vibing. Hey, look. Travis Etienne to the Saints. That's a nasty pickup. That's a low-key nasty pickup. Y'all got a 1,000-yard back that can do it all. You put Etienne and Kamara on his last year. And you got Johnson at tight end. Y'all got Olave. I'm interested to see what the Saints do in that top 10 pick. Smoothie, who do you want in your top 10 pick? Because it ain't going to be Jeremiah Love. He going to be wearing that two-tone blue with that new star. That and Likely was hurt last season. He could be a good weapon. Jamel Dean to the Steelers. Oh, my God. Steelers is spending some bread. That's two stars. Michael Pittman Jr. and Jamel. I think Jamel Dean might be the best corner on the market this offseason. What about the Rams, though? Getting Jalen Watson and McDuffie. Chiefs is broke. Devin Bush to 3 years. KD, I'm sorry to tell you, man. Best case scenario is y'all get some kind of way y'all get Kyler Murray. If not, you might as well just wait to 27, KD. It's a few people out there. I mean, to me, I've been telling the people this. When you think about the center position, just think if Cushenberry came back this season and got hurt you would have to play Levin and Jackson Slater. It's just the same situation now. I always thought, if you go back and look at my last mock draft, I drafted the center from Indiana in day 3. My first pick in the 4th round was the center from Indiana. Because I was like, on my reel, are they going to move Jackson Slater to center, or are they going to play him at right guard? My thought was, if they wanted to move Jackson Slater or put Levin or go a different rookie at center, you're going to bring back Zeitler. But if you get a veteran center, then you could go with somebody young at right guard next to JC Latham. I'm not as worried about it as people seem to be. I'm not worried about center like that, because I knew they wasn't going to spend $30 million a year on a center on Linderbaum, and McGovern leaving the Bills to come to the Titans for even money. I don't know. That's like kind of far fetched. And when the Chargers had a lot of money too, so that goes Beatis. Jets finna give y'all a first for Mac Jones. It could happen. But if I'm the Jets, I trade back and pick up extra draft picks and then do it. You said, will Wan'Dale Robinson slow down DK's progress? How would he do that? Tim DK had like 400 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns, and like 40 catches. A.O. Monter had like 4 touchdowns, 40 catches, and 400 yards. If Wan'Dale get 1,000 and both of them go up to 700-800 next year, because we don't spend the whole, like, you got to remember with DK, the whole first, let me get in the big screen. The whole first half of the season, Chim DK was running orbit motion, 4.3 speed, blocking for Tyler Lockett and Van Jefferson to catch screen passes. We're not finna waste 9 weeks this year. So just think, the first 9 weeks of the season won't be a complete waste. You're going to still be able to get DK his touches. You're going to get A.O. Monter his touches. You're going to get Bellinger, Helm. Everybody going to get more touches. You know why? Because we're not going to be 3 and out for the first 2 months. So if they're moving the ball, they're naturally going to get more touches anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Calvin Ridley was healthy last year, that doesn't take away from what DK or A.O. Monter could do. So I think the better your team is, like, the less you have to worry about that. I mean, think about it. Like, there's Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp, Shaheed, and Horton. That doesn't mean anybody gonna have less progress because you put better players on the team. You should be scoring more points and having more opportunities. He said, let me get my Lay's chips because you spicy today. Hope Derek Carr signs somewhere. Let us get some picks. Nah, Derek Carr just need to stay where he at. Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau was the person that I was after, but you see when we made the trade for Tavondre Sweat for Jermaine Johnson, like Jermaine Johnson and Kayvon Thibodeau, if I remember correctly, was in the same draft and is literally the same person. Giants looking all right. Yeah, I mean, Giants just need to get healthy. He said Giants fans are never happy. He said Wan'Dale ain't no big loss like that. Not to the Giants because they're going to be changing offensive schemes anyways. But he's going to be a big addition to the Titans, a team that haven't been able to, like, even we had A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, we had Chester Rogers as our slot receiver. When we had Calvin Ridley and we had D-Hop, we had Boyd, and Boyd was a wash. Like, we haven't been able to put that slot receiver. We did the year we went to the AFC Championship because it was Corey Davis, A.J. Brown, and then you had Khalif Raymond. And Khalif Raymond is still balling for the Lions. So Wan'Dale will probably be the most athletic slot receiver we had since Khalif Raymond. Ravens, Joe, what's good? You and the Raiders is playing wife swap. Y'all took Max Crosby, they took Linderbaum. Yeah, like the 49ers do that stupid motion that I hate anyways. So you really can't overcompensate for their offense. Got to roll the dice on the wide receiver. I don't care who. I mean, it's a good chance at the top of the draft, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, or Mekhi Lemon. If y'all wanted to go first round wide receiver, it's probably going to be one of those 3. Yeah, they got rid of Mike Tomlin and backed up the money. I don't think so. I'm a firm believer. Ever since Big Ben left, The Steelers have been playing musical chairs at quarterback. I love Aaron Rodgers, but I just don't see, even with all the help they got at 43, I don't see him pulling the Tom Brady in Pittsburgh. Because you in the division with Lamar, you in the division if Joe Burrow is healthy, and the Browns have to get better. They have to get better. The Browns have 2 first-round picks this year. They pick at 6 and 24. Like I just don't see a world where like Aaron Rodgers is gonna be able to make it through that 18-week season. At some point, the Steelers gotta address the quarterback of the future, the face of the franchise. They just keep getting older and older. Man, Chiefs ain't got no money. I don't know what they doing. They just let their whole secondary go to the Rams. But knowing the Chiefs, they pick at 9, I would not be surprised with K9 in the backfield to take some pressure off of Mahomes coming off an injury. If they went and got the tight end Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon and put him in the mix, and then with the last pick in the first round, pick one of the best cornerbacks on the board, and the Chiefs just turn right back into the Chiefs again. Like some of the Chiefs got naked pictures of somebody somewhere. Rabbit, what up? Panthers making some moves. Y'all Jalen Phillips to the Panthers. Don't do me like that, bro. I'm already hurting. I'm just being honest with you. The Minnesota Vikings went all in on 9, and now y'all better hope that y'all get Kyler Murray. Don't go play baseball. Who's throwing the ball to Pippen in Pittsburgh? If it's Rodgers, don't count on much. My thing about like Rodgers and Kirk Cousins, those guys are gonna play good in stretches, but to think like in an 18-week season that you're gonna be able to get them, and if the first time you lose in the playoffs or you don't make the playoffs, you getting older. Like TJ Watt gets a year older, everybody gets a year older, and then you're no closer to getting the face of the franchise QB. Like that was evident this year. Bo Nix, Drake May, Sam Darnold on the retread, and even the Seahawks drafted Jalen Milroe. So you got to think about that. And then they beat the Rams with Matt Stafford, and I expect the Rams to try to find the quarterback of the future behind Matt Stafford. And you think about like all the teams that got better, Caleb Williams, all these teams is getting better with young players. You can't just have the old man out there. You see what it did to Atlanta. They got Michael Penix. He got hurt. You got old man Cousins. Now they're going getting old man Tua. Tua body is older than Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. They got 2 broken up quarterbacks in Atlanta and no first round pick. And their first round pick from last year is going to jail. Every day is the last mock draft over here. You think the Steelers is loading up so they can make a push for Kyler Murray? If you bring in Kyler, what you doing with Aaron Rodgers? You think Mike McCarthy came and then they don't bring Rodgers back, they bring in Kyler Murray? It would be nasty if they got Kyler Murray over there. I'd like Kyler Murray in Pittsburgh. He'd be a good fit. I just don't know if Mike McCarthy gonna be unloyal to Rodgers. Jets getting Ty Simpson in the draft with the 16 pick. Well, you know what that means. Aaron Glenn gonna get fired by the bye week. You draft a first round quarterback, you getting fired. I could see Ty Simpson to the Jets. They got 2 first rounders, but if I'm the Jets and I want some stability, you got Garrett Wilson, you got AD Mitchell, you got Breece Hall. They got a lot of draft picks. If I'm the Jets, I might give up one of those first rounds to get Mac Jones. You still got 2 firsts next year, and then you could take the best defensive player in the draft at 2. Or the Jets could trade out of 2 and get their capital back for trading for Mac Jones. But Mac Jones, Breece Hall, AD Mitchell, and Garrett Wilson, like that's pretty solid getting started off though. You just need the right OC. Gainwell to the Bucks. Salty about Linderbaum. I mean, you can't be salty. You took Max Crosby. They took Linderbaum. Eye for eye. Talking about Mansour Delane. The Giants got Edmonds. I was like, bro, deep down in my pinky, I was like, man, we could get Edmonds and get rid of Cody Barton. That'd be dirty. Oh, Giants is getting some steals. Shout out to Denard Wilson getting Edmonds. Y'all in cap. Y'all gotta trade Grenard too. Somebody finna get Grenard off of y'all for free. Man, Minka Fitzpatrick to the Jet for a 7th round pick. Dolphins is so broke. I told y'all last year. Dolphins is broke. Minka Fitzpatrick for a 7th round pick is wild. We just got John Franklin Myers. Can we confirm? Adam Schefter, can we confirm? Can we confirm? Can we confirm? Man, hey, where's Shefty at, man? Hey, look, I'm in here talking. I'm live. I'm trying to refresh. John Franklin Myers planning to sign with the Titans 3 years, $63 million, $42 million guaranteed. Let us update the board. Bro, yesterday's stream, we almost picked the whole free agency. What I've been telling y'all. Well, I've been telling y'all. Boom. Big Jeff, Franklin Myers, Femi, Jermaine Johnson. That's just how we starting off. Told y'all. Jeremiah Love at 4. We don't got to go get no edge rusher right there. Cam was always first. What you think about Rashawn Gary, Cam? Y'all lost Kolar too? Rodgers and McCarthy still beefing? Salty losing Likely. But I mean, you knew when you re-signed Mark Andrews, you wasn't keeping Likely. Likely is $10 million a year easy. Kyler only costs $1.3 million. They can pay that if Rodgers decides to come back. Only thing about Kyler is the Cardinals, if they trade him, it's gonna look different than you know, like the Colts was gonna cut Michael Pittman Jr. and then they traded him, and then now he's getting, shout out to Impost with the 10 bits. Dragon Stickers in the chat. How to jump out of stream. How you feeling about John Franklin Myers signing? Y'all just let me know really live right then. 3 years, 36. I would have gave that for Edmonds. Arden Key is a free agent. KT2 to GOAT. Yeah, Hendricks, I've been like 2 times said it the other day in the stream. Like, the coaches we brought in is the reason why we getting some of these players. Like, I don't think we get John Franklin Myers. We don't get Jermaine Johnson. We don't get Wandale. We don't get Bellinger if we had Matt Nagy as our coach. Now, we still got Snead. We are yet to see. Now, I need, right now, Tariq Woolen or Nashawn Wright and Josh Williams. Josh Williams with Tariq Woolen or Nashawn Wright. I need that combo, and I can go to sleep like a baby tonight. That's what I need. I need them 2 veteran corners. They said the offer sheet to bring Baker Jr. back was $3.5 million. So they're gonna wait it out to see if no other team give him $3.5 million, we can bring him back cheap. Because to be honest, if he $3.5 million, you probably could get Elam to come back for that. You rather have both of them over Andrews? You heard about Grenard? Titans have agreed. Cornerback Cordell Flott on a 3-year, $45 million deal. Cordell Flott. I seen who reported that? Rappaport or Shefty? Kyler, I thought Kyler was going to the Vikings. Here it is. Titans have agreed to terms with Cordell Flott on a 3-year, $45 million deal, $32 million guaranteed. That's interesting. Man, he one of the corners I don't know too much about. Let me see. (6'2", 175, third round pick, top 100 pick out of LSU. He's 24 years old. Well, he's a young corner. Maybe that's why they didn't. Maybe that's why they didn't tender Darrell Baker today. He said he's a decent young corner. He plays slot. Oh, he's a slot corner. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because he getting the money that Roger McCreary would have got. He getting the money that Roger McCreary would have got. All right, so if he going to be zone, right now we looking like this. Snead, Harris, and Flott. They're probably going to play him at nickel. Said Titans winning in free agency. Kansas City got better today. Kansas City going to get really better on the draft. They got 2 first-round picks. Likely in Neighbors running routes. Yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. Tennessee Giants. I mean, y'all finna get some former Titans over there with Denard. Don't worry. I think it's the size and the height. They're saying that they want tall corners. I think they'll probably play him in nickel. That mean, if that's the case, that means Kevin Winston is playing deep. If that's the case, that means Kevin Winston is going to stay deep, and they don't intend to move Winston to the box. So I don't see them going after another safety in free agency unless it's a backup safety. Maybe Pinnock. Maybe Pinnock is the next man that they re-sign. DeAndre Lenore, yeah, that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Hendricks, when he said slot, I'd say that made all the sense. They've been saying that they didn't want Roger McCreary because he was too little, and they moved Marcus Harris from outside to the slot, but they really didn't want to play a small nickel. They wanted somebody that looked more like a safety. So 6'2", 180, I can see why they want him to play the slot. Impulse with 5'5", 10 more bits. Appreciate the love, my boy. The Bengals got some money for some defense. Alante, bro. Hey, Legarius. Hey, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, let me go on the big screen because I ain't trolling. I really hope that Legarius needs legal issues. I hope he's exonerated and he's found not guilty, and he get to go back to playing football. But days in Nashville, that's cornerback one. Bro, I didn't think y'all knew that I didn't think we could get Alante Taylor. Let me teach you how to vibe. I told you I wasn't even looking like Jamel Dean, Alante Taylor, Jalen Watson. I wasn't even looking at them. I was like, man, we ain't gonna be able to get none of them. Let me teach you how to vibe. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Nichols definitely looking like safeties. Everybody got better except the Falcons. Man, Billy James. They got Tua and Michael Penix. Are they gonna have somebody to play quarterback this year? Is anybody gonna be healthy? Oh yeah. Hey, 2 times. Let's dap up. You know what I'm saying? We on the same team. Mont 2 times. James, all the Giant fans. Man, we kind of Eskimo brothers right now almost. And the Jets too, because the Jets got a lot of former Titans. Yeah, we spending money, man. We get now the moves that we just made. Calvin Ridley and Snead and Tony Pollard finna get cut. That's 7, 8, and 16. That's another. You know what I'm saying? Can we count that up? 16 plus 8 is 24 plus 7 is $31 more million to spend. We spending some money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I was quiet and patient. Because I'm thinking, there's no way. We the Tennessee Titans. We pay the bad team tax. We never get any of the players on our board. Until we passed on Matt Nagy and got Robert Saleh, Daboll, and White Cotton. We traded a few players. And next thing you know, now we know that Will Levis is finna get traded for a draft pick to the Cardinals. L'Jarius Sneed about to get cut. Calvin Ridley about to get cut. And Tony Pollard about to get cut. And Jeremiah Love is already in them brand new uniforms wearing the two-tone and blue. I can't wait to draft day. We got paper, KD. New logo, new stadium coming. Wait a minute. Come on, man. He got rabies. He rabid today. T-Rack, tell him what's up. Told y'all, we come here and take the AFC South back. He said 90 million on 2 corners. Somebody got to get traded to cut. Bro, I don't know if y'all didn't know it or not. Tennessee Titans pre-cut was over 100 million in cap space. We got all the money in the world to spend. And then once we landed some players like y'all just seen, let me tell y'all, let me look in the crystal ball and tell y'all what else is about to happen. $8 million, $16 million, $7 million. Now we got $31 more million to spend, and we finna trade Will Levis and get a draft pick back. That's what's about to happen. He said, "What is that? That's the Titans mascot. That's the Titans raccoon, man. It's T-Rack. You can't wait for the bye week. Lone Star Titan, let's go. I'm glad some teams are happy. Becker's not really happy. He's really happy. Tears coming down his face. Just wait when I might FaceTime Becker when we trade Will Levis to the Cardinals. Like listen. And if you really want to get spicy, if you go back to me trolling on my meme, if we trade Will Levis for Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm gonna do a backflip. Yes, they did KT2 the GOAT. It's up for us. This is the free agency I've been waiting on for years. We prayed for nights like this. Cue up the Meek Mill music. Turn on that struggle rap. Man, Tristan, you feel me? I've been calm for months. Cause I'm like, man, we ain't gonna get no good coach. We got a good coaching staff. I'm like, okay, maybe something happening. The new uniforms look good. New stadium coming. Deep down, I'm like, man, ain't none of these players gonna want to come play for us. Yeah, I done did 1,000 draft boards and mock drafts and showed y'all who I hope we get. And I'll be damned if day one free agency wars start and we start scooping up everybody I thought we couldn't get. Hey Cam, go all the way back to the stream on draft night when John Robinson traded AJ Brown. If you really want to look at tears of a clown, y'all remember the draft stream? I had on the crispy Tennessee Titans gear. I had a brand new Tennessee Titans 40-ounce Yeti cup with the red shit on the bottom. Y'all remember I had the Tennessee Titans Tostito chips and the salsa, and they traded AJ Brown, and my chat was like, it looked like the Matrix, and everybody was laughing, and I slid down in the chair and walked off for about 10 minutes. Mike Vrabel flipped over the table in the room. It's been downhill for us ever since then. It's about time we have our day. Tennessee Titans, it's our time. We suffered long enough. 3 and 14 seasons, back-to-back years. Darrell Baker Jr., Jalen Armour Davis, and Samuel Womack guarding the Super Bowl champion Seahawks receivers. You got Samuel Womack guarding Jackson Smith and Jigba. You got Armour Davis on Cooper Kupp. Sam Darnold look like Tom Brady back there. Come on, man. You had to watch Jonathan Taylor score 9 touchdowns in 3 games on the Titans. We need a day where Daniel Jones turned down $100 million contract with a broke leg and a torn Achilles from the Colts. We need a day like this where he would think he's supposed to get $50 million and Travis Etienne get traded out of the division to the Saints. And the Texans let go of another one of their offensive linemen. Titus Howard's gone. And we get to sit here and scoop up everything in free agency. It's about time. Impost with another 10 bits. Cam with the gifted sub, with the gifted sub. 5 of them. Bite. Dragon stickers in the chat. I ain't had this much energy since the second MCS tournament. I ain't know the Bengals had no money. Grab that dog again, let you screen record. That's a raccoon. That's not a dog. Dabo feels less pressure intent. Of course, I think that's why he took an OC job, because you get to coach the quarterback you wanted to draft last year. You coming behind Brian and Bill Callahan. The numbers are putrid. Just think, Cam Ward is going to have Brian Daboll in his ear, and Cedric Gray with the green dot is going to have Robert Saleh in his ear. Last year, Bo Hardegree is calling in on him after Brian Callahan got demoted, and Nick Holtz is just over there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a whole different sound in the ear. A whole different level of confidence. J.K. Dobbins back to the Broncos. This been the craziest offseason I ever seen in the NFL. The longest tenure coaches got fired. We playing musical chairs with players. People, the Dolphins ate $100 million to cut Tua for him to go to Atlanta, for them to trade Mick. Like, Dolphins is probably the biggest loser today. Dolphins fans, you ate record $99 million on Tua, gave Malik Willis $20 million, and traded Minkah Fitzpatrick for a 7th round draft pick. This got to be hell for y'all. I'm sorry, Dolphins fans. Dolphins fans got to be in hell today. Man, chill out 2 times. I was dripped out like a proud father when we traded AJ Brown on draft night. There was a core memory in the shot, Cam. Like, I was so hurt. Like, them in the press conference saying AJ Brown is gonna retire, tighten under. If he goes, I go. And then watching John Robinson with that look on his face when we traded him and got Traylon Burks. Josh Jobe returned to Seattle. I could see that. Josh Jobe balled in the playoffs. Y'all deserve to see some brighter days. Man, we do. In Berganza, we trust Ocho, man. Squire, talk to me. You didn't know the Tennessee Titans raccoon was... a mascot was a raccoon, bro? Arden Key to the Colts. Good for Arden. I like Arden Key. He got a great personality. He just ain't a 3-down player no more. He's a good rotational guy, good locker room guy. I like Key's personality, but he wasn't the most productive player. Draymond Jones was more, and Jahad Ward was more consistent than Arden Key. Moving scary out here, Nick. Tighten up, Infinite. Commanders are re-signing backup Marcus Mariota on a 1-year, $7 million deal. I was hoping Mariota came back to Nashville as the backup QB. I was hoping that. Good for Marcus, though. Marcus deserved to get a check and stay. E2, tighten up. Man, all my Titans dogs comes in here. Titans doing what the Patriots did last year in free agency. No, 2 years ago when Rand had this much money, he blew it on players, on Cheeto, on Snead, on Ridley, on players that didn't stay healthy. When you spend the bread, you gotta make sure you spending the bread on players that's young. Like you want to spend it on young players. You can't chase names. You gotta chase young players that can grow at your team. That's a good fit. Unless you a veteran laden team like the Niners and the Chiefs and the Eagles, teams like that can just add in veteran players and they can come right in and pick it up and be a professional. Listen at Rich always still got a poke talking about let Rand cook. I tell you what, Richard, Dallas Cowboys better do something this year. Y'all finna really blow it up. Y'all got 2 first-round draft picks. Who the Dallas Cowboys want at 12 and 20? KD. Only thing that you should be happy about is if you see if you see Kyler Murray go to the Vikings, that's the only way you could be happy, bro. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, chat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Nobody had Flott on they board, but I will say, if I look up here and see Kevin Winston Jr. with Monty, Alontae Taylor, Flott, and Marcus Harris at corner, and we ain't made no moves or drafted nobody, with Big Jeff, John Franklin Myers, Jermaine Johnson, and Femi, right now I'm feeling way better. Looking and seeing DK, Aomana, and Wan'Dale Robinson in a 3-stack with Gunnar Helm and Bellinger and 12 personnel. Getting Mitch Trubisky, knowing that they're going to trade Levis down for a draft pick, I am getting excited. I wasn't excited before, but I'm getting excited now. Bill, what it do? Yeah, Daniel Jones wants $50 million a year. How Dallas traded for Rashawn Gary. He has a higher cap hit next season than Micah. Very crazy. They're gonna restructure. I will give Cowboys credit. When I see them restructure everybody's contract to free up them $47 million, I said the Cowboys are finally learning their lesson. And I do expect Revel to play better in year 2. Year 1, I felt like he was injured and played stiff. Very wild offseason, Ocho, man. Is Arden Key any good? He's a good rotational edge rusher. He's not a 3-down player no more, though. I think Rashid Shaheed is gonna go with Kubiak. I think Rashid Shaheed is gonna end up in Las Vegas. Devin Bush, a dog. Ocho, man, can we already say it? And I want to go back on the comments to all the people that told me, why would they take a running back? I said, because we got free agency money, and once we cut Reed, Snead, and Pollard and put them other $30 million back into that bank. Not really sure on Flott. He gonna play the nickel. All my Giant homies in the chat say he played the nickel. So a 6'2" nickel, 6'2", 180 nickel. If you look at the way I got it set up right here. Because I keep a 2 deep on deck. Comedy 2 times don't like it, but I keep a 2 deep on deck. And seeing if you put Flott at the nickel and put Alontae Taylor and Marcus Harris on the outside after they cut Snead, you still got Michael Robinson. I still want Keontae Scott or Dalen Everett corner in one of my top 100 picks. If I get one of them, they don't even got to go with edge in the first round. Give me Dennis Sutton or Zion Young as the other edge rusher in the draft. And now that they got Bellinger, Gunnar Helm, and DMR, like, man, just go out. Like, in the draft, it could be Malachi Fields, it could be Brazel, it could be Jeremy Bernard, it could be Jacoby Lane in the 3rd round. Just give me a dunker, bro. Just give me a dunker. You know what I'm saying? Just give me one that could be Nick Harbor. Like, give me a dunker in the draft, bro, and I'm fine. Right at that pick 101, give me the center from Indiana, and I'm straight. Like we good to go, man. But my corners I like in the draft is Dalen Everett and Keontae Scott. And safeties, I like the safety from Penn State, Zakee Wheatley. I like Zakee Wheatley as a pickup. And the dude with the crazy name from Iowa, he's super fast and tall at safety. Talking about interior linemen, you know, you got Lee Hunter probably gonna go earlier than people think. Tim Keenan, you know, the D tackle from Ohio State. There's gonna be some guys out here that can fill some of these holes the Titans want. Who I think this, if the Steelers was thinking long term, they'll go after Kyler Murray, but I don't know this Aaron Rodgers and McCarthy weird stuff they got going on. Big Ben, y'all making moves. Y'all got K9. Y'all sent both of y'all corners to the Rams. Y'all sent Cook to the Bengals. And y'all got 2 first-round picks. Big Ben, what are y'all going to do? I always give Dallas credit. I'm the one that told you y'all was going to trade Micah Parsons on podcast on the Silver and Blue. I give, like, the last year, Dallas has been making the right moves. Quentin Williams, getting rid of Diggs, getting George Pickens. Y'all did make the mistake of getting Kenneth Murray. I told y'all we fleeced y'all on the trade. But, you know, like, Dallas got 2 first-round picks. They probably got the... Like, what Dallas got coming back, and they got 2 first-round picks. Like, Dallas could be scary with picking at 12 and 20. Like, if y'all get lucky and Sonny Styles fall to 12, and then at 20 y'all turn right around and steal one of the top corners in the draft, like, y'all could get kind of spicy. While we sign in former Giant players because they're good players. Why would we give Chigakonkwo $12 million a year when we can give Bellinger $8 million? And he's bigger and a better run blocker and just as athletic. Why wouldn't we want Cordell Flott in the nickel instead of Darrell Baker Jr. and Kairi Long? I don't know if you know it or not. We had the worst record in the league 2 years in a row. I don't think there's anybody on the team that we get somebody from another team that won't be better than who we had before. Yeah, he gonna make sense at the nickel though. Cameron Thomas reached agreement with the Falcons. Titans need a center. But look at it like this, Ocho, man. I've been saying this all stream, and I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks. If Lloyd Cushenberry would have stayed and didn't get cut on a physical designation, we would have had to be probably having Corey Levin or Jackson Slater play center and bringing back a veteran right guard. So if you look at it like this, if we would have brought Cushenberry back and he got hurt, you're gonna have Slater or Levin playing center. Now that you know for sure he's gone, you could put Slater and Levin right there, and then just bring Zietler back. That means you got veterans everywhere but center. And if you wanted to start Levin, to me, Levin played better than Cushenberry last year. You just can't afford to get $30 million to Linderbaum. You can't get $30 million at center, bro. Like, we just couldn't do it. And McGovern chose to go back to play with Josh Allen. And then Biadasz went to play with Justin Herbert because the Chargers got just as much money as we do. So, like, if you telling me the line come back looking like this next year, and then you bring back Udo and Crenshaw Dixon as your swing tackles, and you go in the draft and you draft the center Coogan from Indiana, and maybe you get another rotational lineman that you're going to use as a project for the future, and Dellinger comes back, like, I mean, you can't. To me, when Cushenberry came out the lineup and they put Corey Levin in, the line looked better last year. That's just me. Got our dunker. I don't know if you go for O-line. Got another young wide receiver. Fix the safety and D-line issue. But y'all got the dude from Georgia, Michael Williams, are going to be healthy this year, and Bosa. So you get Williams and Bosa back, though. Man, Michael B. Dolphins is in hell. Y'all ate $99 million. $99 million. Signed Malik Willis for $20 million. And then traded Minka Fitzpatrick for a 7th round draft pick. My brother, y'all are in hell. I don't know what's going on in Miami. Y'all probably be better for it long term, like the Broncos was when they paid the Steelers to take Russell Wilson and got rid of Judy and Simmons. Y'all can be that, but I'm gonna have to see it. In the division with the Bills and the Jet and the Bills and the Patriots, I'm gonna have to see it. That don't make sense, Eldrico. That don't make sense. Let me show you why. Tony Pollard is gonna get $9 million from the Titans if he plays this year. He's on his last year. Nobody's trading for Tony Pollard. Tajay Spears is on his last year of his rookie deal. He's a top 100 pick making 1.5. You got Khalil Mullins, who was a 6th round running back out of Michigan, who was hurt most of last season. The last month of the season, he played healthy. He was a good short yardage back. There's absolutely no chance that you keep Pollard and cut Spears. Why would you cut the younger of? You got 2 running backs on contract years. Why would you cut the younger one that's making $8 million less? You cut Tony Pollard and you put $7 million back in your pocket, and you put Jeremiah Love with Tajay Spears and Khalil Mullins. That sounds better. That sounds better to me. And even if we don't go get Jeremiah Love, I'm all for getting rid of cutting Tony Pollard and signing Rico Dowdle. Younger, more burst. Tua and Michael Penix on the same roster is criminal. Yeah, I'm ready for these uniforms. Ocho Man. I'm also, y'all know I don't know if y'all know it or not. Unc got back on his eBay game, and I've been going crazy on eBay, right? And I'm about to start getting some collecting like vintage Tennessee Titans stuff since we changing our logo. You know what I'm saying? Like Unc been on there. Unc been on there jugging, man. You know what I'm saying? Unc been on there jugging. You know, so like I might start collecting like some vintage Tennessee Titan stuff. Like, who's some of y'all old Titan fan players that like you wish you could go back and get their old jersey in good condition? Like one of your favorite old Titan. You know, Randy Moss Titan jerseys are like $500-600 on eBay. If you got a stitched Randy Moss jersey, like the Puma Reebok shit, it's like $500-600 on eBay right now. Release pop. I mean, Meeks, talk to me, man. Spears and Jeremiah Love with Khalil Mullins sound better. Meeks, are y'all gonna trade Jalen Carter? Are y'all trading Jalen Carter, Meeks? Hey, John, talk to me, man. People said I was crazy when I started laying out the method for us to get that reel is still going up on all platforms too. My method of how we was gonna get Jeremiah Love. People say it sound crazy. Now that the moves that they made, and the Titans did not overpay on any of these players. It makes a lot of sense now. Seattle might make a run for Rico Dowdle. How bad was Charbonnet's injury? I'm just trying to figure out. Cardinals are doing create all this cap space and say Malik's price was too high, because you're getting Will Levis. Now you can give us Marvin Harrison for Will Levis, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Or you can just sign him when we cut him. I don't think we're gonna cut Levis though. I think we're gonna get a good trade If Malik Willis get $20 million a year, Will Levis for $1.5 million, he's looking like a real good trade candidate. Miami needs to try to get the number 1 pick. It ain't gonna happen. Michael B, y'all in trouble, bro. Y'all just need to land everything on draft picks. If I went over the players that Miami lost in the last 2 years, Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Javon Holland, Jerome Baker, Jonnu Smith, Christian Wilkins, Jalen Ramsey, Minka Fitzpatrick. Bro, y'all lost so many players. So many players, bro. Carter should stay. Javon Kearse never. That's a good vintage jersey to have is Javon Kearse. I don't see AJ staying. If the Patriots give up for first and the second, I see y'all letting them go. Is Dallas Goedert gone? $500 for a jersey for sure is an investment. Carter want to stay in Philly with his dudes. He recently hasn't played the level of Davis. No, he haven't. Very rare. We 5th year Carter and all our young talent. My bet is we don't see AJ and Bond in the Eagles jersey next couple of years. Yeah, I seen the Panthers broke the bank for Jalen Phillips. But Meeks, don't worry. Could you see this, Meeks? I've been waiting on the Eagles fans to show up. How about this? Trade Jalen Carter for somebody's number 1 corner that they can't afford. Boot Adoree Jackson. Now you got somebody else's number 1 corner. You got Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Then you take your first round draft pick and take the best receiver off the board. If you trade, but then if you trade in AJ and you're going to get a first and a second, like you really loading up. Like Eagles is one front office I ain't really worried about. Marvin Harrison for Levis is amazing, but just think somebody finna get Brian Thomas Jr. off the Jags for nothing. Like I told y'all Jaguar fans to give it up. ETN is gone to the Saints. Y'all couldn't afford him. Y'all did all that to get Jacoby Meyer and Parker Washington and Travis Hunter playing both ways. Now you finna trade Brian Thomas Jr. Titan fans, I ain't gonna cap. I give up pick 35 for Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas, DK, Wandale, A.O. Monner, Restrepo. That would be the Cardinals in a nutshell. Can't trade K1, so they cut him. But Tennessee Titans trade y'all Levis. Love to the Titans make a lot of sense. Blue chip player with a top 4 pick. Just hope he's then Genty. But I don't even think about it like that. See, most people think about Genty. I think about the Lions the year that people said they was crazy to get Jahmyr Gibbs. You know, Chip Kelly was too worried about his stance in the backfield rather than just give the boy the ball. If Jeremiah Love come to Tennessee, he's going to get used. And now that we got Jermaine Johnson and John Franklin Myers, and we still got a bunch of money, we can still cut Ridley, Snead, and Pollard and put another $30 million back in the pocket. So if we do that, bro, we're not forced to have to take Arvell Reese or Ruben Bain. We're not forced to. Dallas Goedert's gone. I was hoping we was looking at him, but we got Bellinger, so I'm not mad at Bellinger. Bellinger's a goon. Pats have no other options at wide receiver now. They got to do something to replace losing Diggs. Diggs being gone makes Pop Douglas, Booty, and Mac Hollins all worse. So you got to put somebody that draw attention. Chris Johnson jersey would be lit. All the Mount Rushmore Titan running backs. Well, I got Eddie George up here. I got Chris Johnson over there. Mac 9 is right there. Warren Moon is on the wall. Got Derrick Henry. I think Earl Campbell. I want a Lindale White jersey. People say I look like Lindale White. I want a Lindale White jersey. Lindell White, if you watching, send me a Titan jersey. I know you got one. Come on, twin. Blaine and Zach. Man, the new defense, and I give you the visual representation too. I mean, Alontae Taylor, Fly in the nickel, Marcus Harris. We still can go draft and get more free agents. I still think, and I've been standing on. I still think they're gonna bring Baker Jr. back. I just don't think they wanted to get him to $3.5 million. I hope we don't lose him. He's a good cornerback 4 or 5. He just don't need to be our number one corner. Kevin Winston and Hook back deep. Like Franklin Myers and Big Jeff with Jermaine Johnson and Femi. We instantly look better, bro. We instantly look better. And they still got more money to fill in more holes. Then on offense with DK, A.O. Marner, and Wandale in the 3 stack, 12 personnel with Gunnar Helm and Bellinger. When Jeremiah Love get put in that spot right there, and I told y'all we was trading Levis. So now that Mitch Trubisky is in, like I can easily see that Will Levis get traded. Cornerback 2 was my biggest need last year. Well, yeah, with Adoree. Tried the gap field cornerback 2 with 5 different players, didn't work. I was surprised Khalil Ringo never got better for y'all. Y'all had some Georgia corners that didn't get better in y'all scheme. I was surprised. Talk to you about the corners. I mean, Cordell Fly is a 6'2" nickel, and Alontae Taylor. You know it. I didn't think we could get Alontae Taylor. I said I've been on record saying I didn't think that Jamel Dean, Alontae Taylor, Watson, or Woolen would come to Tennessee. Well, I'll be damned if Robert Saleh said hold my beer and got Alontae Taylor over there and then got a 6'2" nickel. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and Marcus Harris to me was the most talented corner on the roster last year. That ain't saying much, but to me, Marcus Harris was the most talented. I could see that, Justin. Committing to the ground game. Brian Thomas Jr. is good. He worked for first. But they lost their leverage, though, Meeks. I mean, they threw him the ball 2 times for 2 catches and a touchdown in the playoffs. How do you have Brian Thomas and you got Sunshine throwing to Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers more than Brian Thomas? Like, Brian Thomas Jr. is a dog. I don't think the Jaguars know what they got in him, and they don't got the money to keep any of their players. So they lose ETN. They lost Evans last year, and then now they about to try to move Brian Thomas. Just like when George Pickens got traded for a second, I'd offer them pick 35 for. If I'm the Titans, I would offer them pick 35 for Brian Thomas. He said Slater at center. No, my friend. No, my friend. Craig, if I told you that we came back with Kush, Slater, and Levin in interior line, we would with free agency at right guard, right? But since Kush got hurt, and he just think if this is he got hurt in training camp, your options was going to be Corey Levin and Jackson Slater and bring Zietler back as a veteran right guard. There's still options. Like, they could move Parham to center from the Raiders. There's still options. But, like, to me, the offensive line looked better when Corey Levin was in the mix anyways. And if you drafted Jackson Slater to play right guard or to be the center behind Cushenberry, you just put a veteran on the right side. Just bring back Zietler and take the guesswork out of it. That just makes the situation a lot easier. Yeah, Steelers. Michael Pittman Jr. and Jamel Dean is crazy. Now y'all just gotta make up y'all mind. Please move on from Aaron Rodgers and just go get Kyler Murray. Don't be sitting here thinking bring old man Rodgers back for another spin. This is gonna put y'all a year further away. Alec Pierce for $30 million is crazy. And what's even crazier is Daniel Jones turned down the Sam Darnold contract that he just won a Super Bowl with a broke leg and a torn Achilles. Daniel Jones won $50 a year is crazy. He played 9 games and won 8 and won 50 a year. He said Jermaine Johnson can't be the one edge rusher. No. Femi got hurt in the Raiders game last year. So you bring in Jermaine Johnson and Femi back, and they just signed Franklin Myers to go with Jeffrey Simmons. So you're gonna have that's gonna be the initial start to the 4-man rotation with the draft picks, Truman Jones and Jalen Harrell as rotational edges. The Titans gonna cut Snead, Pollard, and Ridley and get another $30 million in cap space. You gotta think we got pick 4, 35, 66, 101, and we got like 4 or 5 picks on day 3. And then they're gonna trade Will Levis. So the Titans are gonna have like 10 draft picks. Man, Rams just got Watson and McDuffie to go with what they already got, and they still have Atlanta's first round draft pick. The Rams still picking at 13. Crazy. You got CJ and Earl Campbell. I think Robert Saleh's going to want a rotational set of edges. I think he's going to want a rotational set. Hendricks, if it happened, y'all got to call me the GOAT. If the Titans trade Will Levis for Marvin Harrison, y'all got to call me the GOAT. Copies of Vince Young, Eddie George on the cover would be cool collector's items. Definitely. I still got my trading cards. I got McNair, Eddie George, Ken Griffey. I still got a couple of like my favorite people cards in the shoebox down there. I thought about putting them inside the display cases like they rookie cards. Diggs is gonna go probably the Eagles. He need to go to a veteran team. He might end up in Kansas City though. Trading Hooker. I mean, they gave Hooker an extension last year, and to be fair, Hook was playing out of position all year. Like, if you got Baker Jr., Samuel Womack, and Amar Davis in front of you, bro, like, you can't expect Monty to be everywhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's having to cover too much ground. I think he'll get to actually play his role this year. They cut Cushenberry he failed his 3rd physical, Meeks, so they cut him. He failed his 3rd physical. They cut him on a physical designation. Murray is a Steelers fan. Rodgers really didn't play that. He didn't play that bad, but he's going to be 43. And the Steelers have not groomed a young quarterback for their future since Big Ben. And you in the division with Lamar, Shador, and Joe Burrow. You got young quarterbacks in division. Like, getting older and older and older. I just don't see, even with Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf, I still don't see, like, you get in the playoffs and you playing the Texans, the Patriots, the Broncos, defenses. I just don't see the Steelers having enough, bro. Sweat is not a 3-down player. Franklin Myers we're not gonna run a nose tackle in Saleh's defense, so they're gonna have a 4-man. They're gonna have a 4-man, and everybody gonna be able to hold their point and attack, and they're gonna rotate guys in. John Franklin Myers is gonna be a 3-down player that can attack the quarterback. Like, the front office didn't like the fact that, like, Sweat was coming back to camp every year overweight. Jeff Simmons offered for him to come train with him in the summer, and he didn't go. He went on IR the first month of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that is what made. And he wasn't a guy drafted by Bergonzi. He was drafted by Wren. So you just gotta look at a situation where Bergonzi wanted to move on, and you can get a former 1st-round pick edge rusher. Like, Jermaine Johnson is for sure better than Jahad Ward and Arden Keto. $30 million for Pierce is wild, especially when Daniel Jones don't want to sign. That's the crazy part about the $30 million the $30 million for Alec Pierce is that Daniel Jones don't want to re-sign. He want $50 million. Man, I really could, Hendrix. All City, what up, though? You really, really, if you watch your team and look at the roster and the contracts and just like look at it realistically without being biased, it all just kind of like lays itself out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I try not to be biased. So it's like me being unbiased, I just did a bunch of mock drafts and I put this on the screen and we go over it on stream and I'm thinking like, what makes the most sense? And then when you start to see what makes the most sense, like it's like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It's one of the greatest games of all time, but it's a linear game. It don't matter if you start with the essays. It don't matter if you start with the ballers. It don't matter if you go to San Fierro. It don't matter if you go to Vegas. It don't matter if you go in the trailer park. You're gonna end up with dealing with 10 penny in the feds. Like there's no way you can get around it. So it's kind of the same way when you start looking at like the connections and the players and the contracts of like, okay, if we don't get K-Dot, and I can see us getting Bellinger. Okay, I know the Titans don't want to overspend their center because they just had to eat money on Cushenberry and they didn't expect that. But they can get the money back in cutting Ridley, Snead, and Pollard. That just means you got to hit Alec Pierce or Wandale. But you don't want to overspend on Alec Pierce. But if you can get Alec Pierce for 20 to 25, then you just go get Zachariah Branch in the draft to play Wandale role. If you can't get Alec Pierce, you want to get Wandale for 15 to 18, shuffle your receivers around, cut Reed, and go get a dunker in the draft. Like it all makes sense. And what could be even more special is, what if the Titans is able to get Doubs for the $13 million because the 49ers called the bluff and went and got Mike Evans? It's things that can happen. You know what I'm saying? Then they would still leave you with 3 young receivers, Restrepo, DK, and AO, and then Wandale and Doubs would be your veterans. It would not hurt DK or AO Monitor at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the Titans is not going to give Chig $12 million a year, but you'll give Bellinger 8 because Gunnar Helm is on a rookie deal and David Martin Robinson has got 1 year left, and David Martin Robinson will now be the move tight end. He'll play the role that Chig used to play. You bring back Crenshaw, Dixon, and Udo. You bring Levin in. You bring back Zietler. If you can't go get it, now the only thing we might see is Parham. They might take Parham and put him at right guard and center. But if you do that, then Levin and Parham and Jackson Slater all can play guard or center. You got a rotation. You got more depth, which I was all for. The Titans having a better 53. I didn't care about trying to get one player to pass the team. We need a better 53. And when I seen them get Alontae Taylor, John Franklin Meyer in day 1 on defense and already traded for Jermaine Johnson, the 2 deep look better already. Like I can start week 1 against our first opponent with this right here. And we way bigger and more physical and athletic. Slot guard, Meeks. Titans haven't had a good slot receiver in a long time. Yeah, you can be serviceable with this wide receiver core, knowing that you can still go into the draft and you're going to have 4 swings in the top 100. And you can pick best player available. Now just think about it. Y'all hear me out. When I've been clamoring for put Jeremiah Love, Tajay Spears, Khalil Mullen, Wandale in the slot, 12 personnel with Helm and Bellinger. And then you got DK, AO Monitor, and let's say in the second round, with pick 35 or pick 36, let's say you add in a player like Jeremy Bernard, Chris Brazel, Jacoby Lane, Chris Bell, Malachi Fields, Nick Harbor, Denzel Boston, one of the Surratt from Indiana. So just imagine adding a dunker in that mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, things could get real spicy. And with Jeremiah Love in the backfield that can line up out wide, you could just kind of start doing some wild stuff with Dabo. Give me a position now. Who I want next? Honestly, I was really like back of my mind hoping that Edmonds was the hang around and we could get Edmonds, but I didn't have another linebacker out there that I thought would go in this mix. But it's gonna be some good ones in the draft. Perkins from LSU, Deontay Lawson from Bama, Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. It's gonna be some good linebackers that fall into this draft. In some of the later rounds that might be around. I think Pinnock, the defensive back that was on 49ers, I can see him being added, and maybe them adding because you got CJ Ravenel and James Lynch. Maybe they bring back Sebastian Joseph Day. Darrell Baker Jr., we didn't take the $3.5 million tender. If nobody pick him up for $3.5 million, we could get him back cheap. So like, this is a time where like the guys we get now, I'm not looking for no home run guys. I'm just looking for them to bring in like some solid veteran players that can fill out a good 53. Alontae Taylor was the one that surprised me. Got to get best player available. But now that we got a solid 2 deep, we're not forced to just have to take whatever's out there because we got holes to fill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Anzalone gone. Commanders got to die your way. Well, this is an hour and a half. My daughter about to get off the bus. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and then we're going to come back tonight and do part 2. Man, appreciate y'all tapping in. That's 90 minutes. God first in the chat. Follow my YouTube if you want to go back and rewatch everything we did. Great day for the Tennessee Titans for the two-tone blue. God first in the chat, y'all. And I'll catch y'all later on. Hit that subscribe, like, comment, share. Tap into the daily uploads at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed the live streams, we got picture in picture. And if I don't get to any questions during the live streams or the pods, drop them in the comments. I'll make it part of the weekly mailbag. If you're following on the blue, smash those reactions. I know you're an OG. Hit that like, comment, share, tap into the daily content that is the shop. If you're new to the shop, you definitely should be tapped in on the green. No ads, up to 50 emotes free for just being a follower. You do not have to be a supporter to unlock picture in picture, late night streams. Follow us on Kick. We also live on Twitch. Look out for the drops, as well as if you have Amazon Prime, it's free $99 to sub to the channel once a month. Don't let Jeff Bezos stick that money back in his pocket. If you don't use it on the shop, use it on another content creator that you like. I still call it Twitter, but follow us on X. We tweet back. If you missed the daily shop talks, make sure you tap in for the late night cap on the purple and the green. The Discord is always open. Outside of subs, donos, and cash apps, there's also another way to support the content. That's by grabbing a trucker hat, a bandana, hoodies, the classic barbershop, Vibe Nation, right out of the official merch